So why don't we move into looking at job descriptions now?
Yeah.
This is another really important part.
It's also important, isn't it? You know, in creating a job description, you know, if you, the really first point, and we've talked about this before, and that is utilizing your supported lifestyle plan. And it has been the key tool throughout our workshops here, I think, Fernando. And it's the one that helps you link everything together. And here we go again, really linking it back to now developing a job description, because your support plan really kind of look at all of your care, all of your support needs from day to night, and it outlines everything for you. So by pulling that back out again, you can start developing your job description fairly easily. You know, give employees, you really want to give the employees really clear information about what is the job. Because there's no point in hiding anything, Fernando. Right? You know, you want to hire somebody who wants to do the job or is willing to learn how to do the job.
Yes.
You know, if you need help to go to the washroom, for example, you might as well deal with that right up front. I know that's something you don't really always want to talk about with someone that's, you know, that you don't even know very well. But if you know, I talk about and we've talked about this before, right? The whole poopy thing, right? We talk about poop a lot. Yeah. We talk a lot about poop in our our care and stuff, right? And
so important. So we might as well bring it right up.
And you know what? I asked directly to my employee, the potential employee, you know, are you comfortable, especially if they don't have experience, are you willing to wipe my bum?
Yes.
Right? And does that sound kind of like, ooh, that's kind of embarrassing? Well, it's the reality, yes. Right? In my particular case, I need help with that. And many of the people that are on the program need help with that. And if you don't actually take the moment to have that discussion, then you'll find out on the day of training that, I didn't really sign up to wipe your bum. I'm sorry, I can't do it. And boy, that's more embarrassing than actually discussing it in the interview. Let me tell you, done it, been there, you know, and we have to learn. We learn from our mistakes, right? And best to be upfront. You know, if you have kids, you know, in my case, I have a kid, right? You know, do you like kids? You know, you better tell me that. If you don't like kids, maybe it's not a good idea for us to work together, right? The 4-year-old.
And those are sort of things that you would outline under your expectations, right? It has nothing to do with the job.
No.
Get along.
Exactly.
With your family.
Exactly. So you want to list the skills, the experience that you expect them to have, the personal qualities that you're looking for in an employee, you know, and you know, again, that's the outgoing component, if that's what it is, or a good listener, or somebody that has these specific skills that you're looking for.
Yeah, you mentioned cooking.
Cooking, right? You know, some people need help with writing. You know, that they can't write their own letters, or need help with typing, or those kind of things. If that's a really important thing for you, you should be listing those kinds of things as an important component. Yep. I do the guide for your evaluation. So, you know, this is referring to going back to, at the end of the day, you know, when you review after a month or so, or 2 months, and how things are going, you can go back to your job description and go, how are we meeting these tasks? Are we doing it okay? Is it all working out? And you can do your performance check, right, and how it's going. So, again, utilizing your probationary period, we'll talk about that more in employment standards, but you have a 3-month probationary period. And that's the period of time that if you determine that the relationship is just not a good one, you don't have to have any reason other than to let them go during that 3 months. So that's an important 3 months, and everybody should utilize that 3 months.
The very last point is performance, which you touched on a little bit, and I think one of the things that you really want to do a good job here is that you can use your job description later on as an evaluation process, because you've outlined everything in detail of what you expect them to do. Next, after the 3 months, you can use that to evaluate on how they've done all those things that you've laid out. But if you haven't done a good job at the very beginning, how can you evaluate them properly? Exactly. So the more detail, the better off you are. Yeah. Okay, great. Right. So this right here is, once again, it's very small for everyone online, but you can increase it to a full screen, which we will be doing also here. So This is an example of a job description for an imaginary person named John D. So at the very top we have specific duties and responsibilities outlined in a few points. Moving on to a little bit of qualifications, a little bit of experience, some of the physical requirements of the job, which is that's part of what I was getting at also earlier. It's not just about the physique of a person, but the physical requirements of the position, and then other requirements also. Now, this is a really simple job description. It outlines quite a few points, so it's just to give everyone an idea of what it could possibly look like. Now, Google can be your best friend. It can be your worst enemy also. I just bring that up. You can Google job descriptions, and there are a bajillion out there. There's no reason for you to create one of your own. Go find one that you like, how it looks, how it feels, and then just take out the wording and substitute your own, and then you can start going from there.
Yeah. And again, tools out there. And again, just really make sure you get specific about your situation, though. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
You really got to get into what the job is all about.
Yep.
It's really important. Like you said, it is pretty bare bones one here. You can expand on this for sure.
Right. This is about the job description. You're describing what it is you want in the ideal candidate for this position. So in the qualifications, here it's grade 11 or equivalent preferred. That might not be what you want as an individual. The experience is also
exactly. So here's where you would be putting that. We want you to be to have your certificate, right? This is where it could be things, right?
Yes,
and it can be a requirement. That could be a education requirement, right? Yeah. And maybe you want somebody with St. John's Ambulance or CPR courses, those kind of things that can be.
Because what you want a person to do when they're reading through this is you want to create the ideal candidate. Now, if they don't have half of it, most people will be realistic with themselves, saying, "Well, it's not a position for me," because you've laid it all out. Yeah. You've laid it out in great detail. So as a person's going through this, in their mind, they're going, "Yes, I check, 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 check," right? So they do that. From the other side of it, from a possible employee, they're going through this list and they're saying, "Yep, I fit," or "I don't." Yep. But because you've laid it out there, they're able to do that. So great for them.
Question. Criminal record check.
Yes.
I read that abstract.
Yes.
Check.
Yeah.
That would go in there.
It can go into the job description, absolutely. It's usually brought up for sure just before the hiring process if you got to the end kind of thing. The driver abstract, you can request that in advance if you want that. But generally, the abstract, criminal record checks, all that kind of stuff is when you're really getting close to the end now and you're ready to hire them. But it should be.
They should know that it's going to be
exactly within the job description.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the job description you say will be required to submit all those sort of things. Yeah. So if someone's not comfortable with it, then it's another weeding out process.
And there's a flag, right?
Exactly. Yes. So where are we now?
So this is going to go a little bit more into it again, but let's see if we've covered off most of the points or not. Let's see.
So this is going back to the job description and using your support lifestyle plan, reviewing your plan, taking the tasks like we spoke about morning after.
I think this is getting into. Let's see. Is that our advertisement now, or is that coming up? Oh no, it's coming up. So yeah. So this is just more description around. Thanks very much. So within the job description, really having that morning, afternoon, evening shift. We talked about the types of tasks. Again, your job description can expand, right, guys? I think that's really important, right? Learn from your experiences. Learn what, if you're brand new on this, you're going to learn lots in that first 2 months that you're on the program. Take your opportunity to learn from that. Later on, we're going to go through employee guidelines. I went through tons and tons of learning over the years, and I still am learning. You don't stop learning on this program, and people change, personalities are there, right? You're going to learn. So I think we covered mainly all of this.
Right. the point of this one is go back to a document that you already spent a lot of time on, your
Yeah.
support lifestyle plan, use it as much as possible.